Okay, welcome back, guys. We're going to work in the my big Dilutions art journal here in a minute. This is the second one I've worked in, am working in. This one is the Smackin' Dragon one. The other one is more the darker, when I say darker, I mean like literally the paint is darker. And so anyway, this one is more brighter, colorful one. And so we're going to do that. But real quick, I had a couple people request to talk again about the file folder Fodder project that we're going to be starting the second week of September. If you want to be a part of it, I will be posting the recorded videos on YouTube. So even if you're not a part of the Ustream group over here on Ustream where we do the live shows, and if you are watching this recording on YouTube, it is a live show with live chat and live people. Well, most of them. The ones in the corner, I'm not so sure about, but the rest are live people here. And I could do that too, Vicki. So anyway, they were asking about the file folder Fodder project that's going to start in the second week of September. I will be posting all the videos that we do and talk about on YouTube, so you can follow along even if you're not part of the Ustream group, which it is fun over here. Just saying. All right, so back in 2013, and if you've already heard me talk about this, just fast forward the video to where you want to, watch. Back in 2013, we did this project with 12, actually 13, because we had one was a swap, but we did 12 file folders. Every month for a year was a different topic with different notes and different sub-themes within the topic every month. Well, everybody liked it again so much that they wanted to do like another version or a do it again kind of thing. So I came up with a similar, but we're going to do it in 12 weeks instead of a year. And I've already got it, I've covered up as much, I think, as I can without y'all seeing. I'm getting it going here, okay? This is, I've got all my file folders folded, and my fodder is starting to accumulate. Every week, we will have a different theme, okay? And the idea, we will have 4 subcategories within that main theme. And the idea is for you they will be your file folder fodder collections, okay? After these 12 themes, of course, you can do it at any time. You can make your own file folders and create your own themes as we go along. But again, I'm not sure if I'm going to put these actually in a book like this, although I will address how I did this one very simply. Okay, it's just a rubber band bound. They're just held into a handmade book with rubber bands. You can always put these in. You could always put this in with ribbons or however you want. But the reason that we did this one with rubber bands is because then you could take them in and out. It's very easy to take out, and you just grab a signature where the rubber band is, and you can just pull the whole thing out like this. The other thing about binding it with just the rubber band like this is only one part of the file folder is bound in. Just the first part is bound. So even when it's in the book itself, all this can pop out, okay? So everything else can pop out of your book. Now, the thing about, I'm not sure if I want to put, and it just goes right back in. You just put the rubber band right back over any place in your book. It just snaps right in. But you can pull it back out because it's only attached on the one, okay? Now, I'm thinking about not binding, although I'll show you how to do this. So if you do decide you want to bind it with the rubber bands or string, twine, ribbon, anything pretty, if you want to actually bind it and knot it in where it doesn't come out, that's fine too. But what I'm thinking is I'm thinking about doing some kind of a box idea for these. The reason being is you can make many, many more than just the 12 that we're going to do. It will be a way for you to collect. It's kind of going to be like a miniature version of the Alphabetica, okay? It's going to sort of have a tie. It's going to kind of be a cross between this book and the Alphabetica, which was a file folder in a box collection that we did maybe 2, 3 years ago, 4, I don't remember, probably about 2.5, 3 years ago. And we did a file folder project where we collected things, but with full file folders. These are going to be the folded up versions, and you can collect many, many more. So I've got to just, design some kind of a box system for this. The other thing about the file folder fodder project is Packer Dye. I know a lot of y'all, everybody here knows her. Many people on YouTube know Packer Dye. She is going to be the, I guess you want to call it the guest artist. She's going to be doing the bulk of the decorating portion of Showing You, based on the theme. So every week will be a theme. Packer Dye will be decorating her folders in her style, her way, any way she wants, and then either showing maybe some videos or photographs, whichever way she wants to do or has time to do. And so you will see her folders decorated. I may or may not decorate some or part or off and on do the decorating of my folders, but I'm going to concentrate on the fodder part. Packer Dye is going to concentrate on the decorating of the folder part, okay? So as you can see from this one, we did every month was a different theme, and every one was different as far as decorating. Everyone had a different theme and a different decorating thing. So, and that's totally up to Packer Dye how she wants to decorate her file folders. Again, but I want to concentrate on the fodder part, and Packer Dye is going to concentrate on the, and Packer Dye does not take bribes. She knows the 12 topics and the 4 weekly subcategories for each folder, but she's not going to take bribes. Yeah, okay. So you can decorate yours however you want. I gave her all the themes. She can decorate it by themes or not. That's totally up to you how you decorate your folders. I just thought, it would be fun. Packer Dye is an excellent collage artist and mixed media artist, and, it'd be great to see what she comes up with for her idea. Again, I might or might not decorate some of my folders as we progress through the 12 weeks, but I want to concentrate on the fodder part. Okay? So let me show you real quick let me take one of my file folders here and take out my stuff that I've already started collecting, so I can quickly show you how I folded one. All right, let me unfold one here. So all they are is just your regular folders. They can be the manila folders, the craft color. It doesn't matter, and it really even doesn't matter if you use the legal size, as long as you end up with 4 pockets and all your folders are the same size. It doesn't matter, as far as all the rest of it. Also, these tabs might bother some people if they here's the finished one. You can see some have tabs, some don't, some are bent, some are glued. If you don't like those tabs on your file folder, just cut them off or flip them over and glue them down, okay? All right, so all I did was you open the folder. It's already creased. It's already got the main fold done for you. Right where it creases, that's the main fold, okay? I folded the bottom up 4 inches and down 1. You do not have to fold it that exact. If you want a smaller little pocket, a larger pocket, that's totally up to you. That's just the measurements I did. And then what I did is I divided these other 2 sides in half. So where the automatic fold is, just divide that side in half and that side in half. Then you've got your 4 pockets. Then I folded everything toward the middle. Okay, I folded toward the middle The reason for that fold toward the middle is so that when you get your fodder collected, things aren't going to fall out. Now, the side with the tab might be a little shorter. So you see how that works out right there? You might want to put a little piece of washi tape. You might want to put a piece of something there to close that up so things don't fall out. Every file folder is going to be just a little different depending on where the tabs are, okay? But the idea is to have 4 pockets like that, with it folded in like that, like a W. Okay, that's all there is to it. And you'll need 12 of them. But you only need 1 a week, because I'm only going to give you 1 topic a week. So you don't know what the next 11 weeks after the first one's going to be. So there's no hurry for you to make those other 11 file folders, because you're not going to know what goes in them until the next week. That's right. So that's all there is to folding the file folder. And I will put a note in the YouTube description that I talked about this, how to fold the folder, and a little bit about the project, okay? Just so people can find it, because I don't just do one thing. I don't do one thing in any one video show, so it's hard just to say, except that last haul video. That was fun, guys. I hope y'all got to see that. Thanks, everybody, for being here. That'll be uploaded to YouTube after a while as well. All right, so any questions on the file folder fodder project? Dana's already got hers folded. I saw she tweeted that baby out. All right, so let me move this off my desk or table. Okay, and I thought we would go ahead and let me move some of this and this. I thought we'd go ahead and just work in an art journal page. And so, yeah. If you have any questions or anything, ask them now. Put them in caps. Tricky, yes, keeping all the secrets. And like I said, Pack or Die does not take bribes. So don't try it. Okay, so working in the Slappin' Dragon, and the reason we call it that, and I even kept it, I put a Mona in there. The reason I call this the Smackin' Dragon is when I first got this on one of the episodes here of Ustream, I took and I sprayed out Dilutions inks on a non-porous surface, and I opened every page, I did every single page, sprayed out the inks, and did Smackin' Dragon. So I smack and dragged every single page in this journal in one fell swoop. I think it just took about an hour. I'm not sure. You got all yours folded? Well, it'll be recorded, and here's the thing about the file folder fodder thing. It's going to be for everybody personally. It can be an ongoing, non-stop collecting of different fodder, and you can collect your different, and I've got 4 subcategories, and you can collect in those 4 subcategories under the main theme forever. So there's no hurry up and get something done on week 1 and hurry up and get something done on week 2. It's an ongoing thing. You can be collecting when you're on week 6, you can still put stuff in week 1's folder. You know, it's an ongoing thing, and you'll see how that works as we do it. Okay? And like I said, you can decorate them with the theme or just, a plain color if you want. You could have every folder painted a certain color. You could do the whole color wheel if you wanted. Yellow, orange, red, you could do them like that. You can, or do it by the theme, or just put the theme in words on the folder and just color the folder. It's totally going to be up to you. I like the projects that we do to be open-ended and, creative in your own style, your own medium, your own whatever. Okay? Yes, they're going to be chunky. That's for sure. All right. Sip of coffee. All right. So that's why I call this a Smackin' Dragon. I've gone through and showed it quite a few times. I've done maybe a page or 2 since the last time I went through it. And I've added a few papers here and there. This kind of thing, like if I have a little bit of paper that I know will match a page or coordinate with the page, like this one's done. It's been dragged through the ink, stenciled or leftover ink on a stencil smacked in here, some collage elements, and now it needs paint and then the final details, like, you know, the details like this, okay? So what this journal is completely filled, every page with at least something. Every page in here's got at least something. You like the one that had the black, lots of the black. It's black acrylic paint. I really don't gesso anything. If I need something that needs a coat of white instead of like gesso, I just use white acrylic paint. I know that there's some techniques, especially some of those stencil techniques that Paula teaches, that you need gessoed pages for the paint to lift off and do certain things. But I don't do those here. I mean, I don't do that in these books, so I don't really gesso anything. It's just all plain. You know, I picked up the book brand new, sprayed out the ink, and started smacking and dragging it. Okay, so they're all, you know, they can be in, these are in different stages because I don't work on them in order. I don't work on them completed in these journals. They're more for like playing, like a little bit of something. It's almost like my desk journals where I'll throw things in, then go back and complete them. This is the one that I was working on since the last time I streamed, and I'm calling this one, I'm going to call this one Talk to Me, Vern. I'm going to title this one Talk to Me, Vern. So I went from this stage where I had the ink dragged through, the page dragged through the ink, where it's already had stencil, it has collage, and I do matte medium. With golden matte medium is how I attach all my collage. One of the reasons is I never have wrinkles with golden matte medium. And the other reason is it coats everything so that paint is removable with the baby wipe from any place that has matte medium on it. So in other words, because this has got matte medium coating on it, I guess it would be kind of like you would say a clear gesso over it. When I put paint over this, I can remove any of that paint with the baby wipe and have it just as pristine, because it's got the matte medium on it. Okay. So, hey, Julie. So from this, it went to this. Okay, and now from this, I kind of sketched in some of the areas that I might want some stairs, or, where I want these arches. I kind of thought about some more little buildings back here. I want a couple planets maybe there, and then maybe some water washing off. So I just kind of sketched it in with the white pencil, kind of where I want to add those final or more final details. If I want any stars or any water or any waves, any fog or anything like that. But I thought, now nobody laughed when I said talk to me, Vern. I thought I love that title for this page. So we'll come back to that just so you can kind of see different stages and different things that we've done. This one was basically done just like this, but instead of cutting out some kind of a calendar or book image, I say we because when you're here with me when I'm doing it, it's a we project. You laughed, Jean? Okay. Jean goes, I laughed. Thanks, Jean. But in this case, what we did is use some of the color books. Let me find one here. I know I'm going to bump into the tripod. Hang on. Hold on. Out of some of these color books. All right. So this was the page, and I just used it. I just took the page right out. I just, if it's just one-sided like this, and they're these $5 with a 40% off coupon game for $3. I don't even bother to make copies. I just will cut out that image and cut it out and use that as an element in the project. Okay, thanks, Dana. Thanks everybody for laughing and letting me know. So this was the page, what the page looked like, of course in black and white. But we colored it in lime greens, blues, purples, because I wanted it to match this page. All right, so then I cut the giraffes out and then painted over them, added, the clouds and the water and incorporated them. Like even this one, I made his little tongue like he's getting some water from that little bit of waterfall right there. Okay, so, and I've done a couple of shows on how to use your color books. So use those color books in your art journal pages. Just, cut them out. There's another one in here where we cut things out from the steampunk color book. Now this one has just, you can see where it's kind of soaked through. This one again has one-sided. So, I don't mind just tearing them out, cutting them out. Now, some of the more expensive, fancier color books are double-sided. They're real expensive. You may not want to cut them up and tear them apart or whatever. Make a copy of that one little giraffe head if you want it to put it in your art journal or something like that. So if you just want to use one little bit of something. Okay, any questions? Let's see. All right, so I want to keep going. All right, this one is not done. Again, this one has been dragged through the ink, used some stencils, and it's got some collage stuff on it, and papers and different things. Then it'll go from that stage to like this stage, and then like this stage, until you get a final, something final. So they're all in all in different stages. And I just kind of like keep adding things to it. Papers, images. When I find something like I know an image I like and I want to keep it, I'll find a color page that I think it might work on. These, you can see where I've got some arch things going on here. So I'll just do a quick little, you can kind of see the different stages. If you hear anything sticking, that is because I did not let that page completely dry. When I use my matte medium and just craft acrylic paint, as long as you let it dry, it will not stick. Now, if you use Mod Podge, it's probably going to stick. If you use the more expensive artist grade acrylic paints, you're probably going to have it stick, unless you do something to seal it, protect it, wax it, whatever. Okay, so if I'm using, like if I use matte medium on this page and I get some along the edge, then I've kind of almost like glued that edge together. So I got to kind of unstick that edge where I let matte medium get on the edge. So, or I didn't let it dry completely. So I'm just going to kind of flip through here real quick. So you can kind of see, again, see this one? Look, I got matte medium stuck on the side there. But, so these are in different stages. And it's just a place to kind of play, experiment, do a few, this isn't like big story time or anything. I mean, although this one had more of an advanced storyline in my mind than the some of the others. But this is where we took, and we did this, this is recorded. It's up on YouTube from the steampunk book. Just colored this page and cut it out, glued it on, and then made the paint, made the page cohesive with paint. The big flower images are from calendars, Kate. And I tell everybody, if you like the big, bold images like that, calendars are the best place to get them. And every February, the first week of February, most bookstores put their calendars out for at least half price, if not 75%. My Books A Million puts all calendars, book ones, journal ones, leather ones, 12 by 12, all calendars at Books A Million in February are $3. So every February I go and stock up on calendars. So yeah. This right here is from the steampunk. That little bit right there is from a book, and also by clearance, books that are on clearance. Big coffee table books you can get for under $5 that are that thick. tons of images. Now, again, I'm not selling these. This is my own, personal art journals that I like to play and show you guys techniques how to do. These are not for sale. These are just my personal books. Yeah. And that's, any of these, like this girl right here, I've almost finished coloring her. It's the same way. Now, I started coloring this one before I started cutting them out and putting them in. This, I've had this book for quite a few months, and I just never finished her. But I started coloring in the background, where if I'm going to put this in a book, I might save that little bit and not the rest of this border. I might just save a little bit around her head there and then cut everything else out. And then I'll just, put her in a page. But any of these larger images are fun for that. Okay? And so this right here, Stacks, Imelda, sent me some collage elements from the Netherlands and a bunch of clocks and things. This was a clock image that she sent me from an advertisement, a magazine or something, but it looked so much like a time machine that I turned it into one. So I added some, things going around here, I added another watch, I added the hands coming out like that, and I put this arch where he's like coming through this door. So, and this was another Imelda image. So I kind of incorporated that in a couple of pieces. And then so it looks like he's coming through time and through this. I made that a time machine. Okay. Well, and magazines, fashion magazines have, the great ads are in those. And, you can find them anywhere. You can find all kinds of images everywhere. So anyway, so that's that. And you can see back here behind her, that's where I had stenciled or leftover ink on a stencil and smacked it down. That's like in the background. All that's in the background. Then I just added paint and stories. And I made the goggles look like they were in this kind of watery fog. And tried to make it kind of flip up over the figure to make it look like it's part of it, not just like a glued on something. So that's what I like to do with my collages, make stories out of it. Okay, but this is how they start. They start like this. This is the one I was going to work on. I was thinking about working on this one. Oh, I'm sitting on my foot. This one and that one at the beginning that I'm almost done with. So this one, again, a big bird from a calendar. There might be stencil, scraped paint. I think that's from a calendar. Might be a scrapbook paper. This is out of a book, not Tiffany. I can't think of his name right now. That's out of a coffee table book. These are out of, this was a Tiffany design. I think it was, no, this one wasn't Tiffany either. The name's escaping me. But anyway, this is wrapping paper. Wrapping paper there. And it's just not glued down yet. I just if I come across something that I know that I want on a page, I'll just take my glue stick and just tack it down for the moment. But I will make sure before I go in with the paint and all that, I'll go in with my matte medium to glue it all down. Okay, so I'm just going to flip through. I flipped through this a whole bunch of times already. But so you can see I got some more things to glue down. This was just a leftover. This was the negative space where I cut out on my cameo silhouette a bunch of these birds. Okay, this is the negative space. I turned it into a stencil and just stenciled all that flock of birds on there. So you can just see they're all in different stages of, okay, this one was done. We did this one on a stream. These little fish were in this Naturescapes book. So we colored all the little fish and then cut them all out and glued them into this little world. this was just had some leftover stencil right there, and just a little bit of it looks so much like one of those little castles in an aquarium that I just took a pencil and kind of sketched it in to fill it in so that you got the idea of one of those little fish castles. Let me do a test in my chat. I think my chat is, there it goes. And but these were cut out of that, colored and cut out of this, which I did do some, what is it? And I'm thinking on Monday, tomorrow, I want to finish my sea turtles on my big art scroll here. Let me roll down to the fish. I don't think I'm rolling it the wrong way. Let me turn it around. Yeah, so here's where we actually painted some clownfish in the art scroll. And I call it the art scroll. What it is, it's just a big roll of wrapping paper, craft, color, 3M shipping paper. That's all this is. And I just roll it out and work on it instead of, for Ustream, instead of a sketchbook, which has white paper, and it's hard for my camera to focus on white. I just use, most of the time anyway, I just use this big, I call it the art scroll, to do, sketches and drawings on. So, but I've only got this far. I only did this much of a sea turtle, and I want to finish all these other sea turtles that I sketched out. So I got 1, 2, 3 sea turtles and a seahorse over there that need to be finished in the art scroll. So I'm thinking about maybe working on the sea turtles. Oh, actually, there's another one right there. Working on the sea turtles on Monday. That's what I'm thinking about doing tomorrow, anyway. Okay, so anyway, that was like a rabbit trail for clownfish. Hey, Juanita. Good to see you, little foot. How's it going? I like the sea turtles too, pack or die. Okay, so there's that page. And again, this is just all different stages of completion. This was a steampunk chickadee and frog we did a while back. I threw a couple of other things in here, not just some, little couple of drawings, but it's mostly just, my art journal collage-y stuff. So you can see they're in different stages of completion. And that's it. All right, so let's go back. Let's go ahead and finish this one. Go ahead and finish this one. And like I said, the other one that I have going, and I tell myself I want to finish it. I won't go through it because I've gone through it a whole bunch of times. This one, as you can see, has got lots of black pages. A lot of stars, and all these pages that are finished, the finished ones, have been varnished. So I did varnish a lot of these. Some are not done yet, but these have really, I really, really, really want to finish this book. But again, I kind of got off on this one. Plus a bunch of others. There's always a new journal in the mix. You like you like the frog one? Yeah. Okay, so yeah, this one I'm calling Talk to Me, Vern. Talk to me, Vern. Now, who's saying it? Is he saying it or she's saying it? Okay, so I just kind of got some paint and the scraping and some different areas kind of blocked in. And again, I just, because I wanted to, define my arches, I just used a white color pencil to kind of, know where I'm going. And really what I want to finish up on this one is, let me get out a couple of colors of the paint and do some waterfalls. I want this to be water. I kind of wanted some stairs in there. Like there's some, you can walk into some stairs. So that's kind of where I'm going with this one. But you never know. I mean, it's not anything you can really plan out exactly. I put a little black. I think I want a little bit of blue because I might want these planets to have a little bit of color kind of around them. I'll just put out a little bit of primary red and white. So it really is impromptu kind of arting. You know, like Vern's World. All right, so here we go. Let's see, that brush might be a little big. Let's see. That was too soft. And that one might work. Okay. I always dampen my brushes before I put them in paint, and just so that they're easier to clean when you have them damp. The paint doesn't get like crusty as easily. Now, if you don't clean them, you're on your own, Vern. All right, so I think what I'm going to do is start right up here, and I know that I want a couple of planets maybe right in there. So I'm just going to kind of define where they're going to be. And I'm just using the different collage elements there that I already have that will be all the texture. I don't have to really do anything. That will look like a planet when I'm done. Okay. So this one, I'm going to go ahead and go kind of, this one's over here in the dark already. So I'm just going to kind of blend it in. I use my fingers a lot and baby wipes. You know, we're going to probably put some fog or some, what do you call it, clouds, some mist, some different things coming along in there, okay? But this kind of stuff, this part of this process, this part is like happens as it happens. You can't really plan it out. Like I can plan out in my head, I want this dark behind her, I want these arches, but exactly how every stroke of paint falls, you really don't, you can't, it doesn't happen like you exactly want it to. It's just, you know, it just doesn't. You have to be okay with that. You have to be, you have to let it do what it wants to do. And just kind of fill in the blanks, so to speak. It's, you know, it's kind of hard to, I mean, I try my best to explain every step that I'm doing as I do it, but I can't explain, well, why did that paint smear exactly like that on that exact spot? Well, it might have to do with the matte medium. It might have to do with how many layers of paint. It might have to do, you know, it could have to do with a lot of things. You know, I picked some up on my finger, and when you smear something with your finger, it's going to smear differently than if you smear it with a brush. It's just the nature of it. It's just going to move different. It's going to depend on the paper you're using, where edges. I always try my best to tear collage elements. Now this one's been fussy cut out more, but if you tear your collage images, they're much more likely to blend better than a cut edge. And then because there's matte medium and things on matte medium coating on a lot of this, that helps you to take a baby wipe and you can blend it off. For instance, let me put some black paint on there. All right, so I can put that black paint on that flower that's been coated with matte medium, but as long as I get it before it dries, look, it completely comes off. You can't do that. That will not work without a coating of matte medium, or, you know, if you use Mod Podge or whatever. But it won't do that if you don't have a coating of a sealer to be able to do that. Just like in Paula's, when she does her stencil techniques, where she's wiping back the stencils from the the background is because she's gessoed. So, different techniques, you're going to have different effects. Thanks, Vicki. I do try to explain everything as best I can. I really, really try to, and sometimes I think I over-explain, but I figure it's better to over-explain even if everybody's heard it a bunch of times than to step into a project and go, what the heck is she doing? I mean, you guys that have been around my streams for 5 years know everything that I'm doing. But, somebody that's just watching it for a first or second time may not. So I do try to explain everything. Did you get in a magazine, Darcy? Darcy UK. Are you in? I have designed this. Okay, so Darcy's designed a stamp. It rolled off before I saw it, and I think she's going to be in a magazine. Thanks, Vicki. If you'll repeat it. Oh, there it is. Craft-Stamper-subscription. It's Craft Stamper, the name of the magazine, Darcy. So Darcy UK apparently is in a British magazine, Craft Stamper. I know those magazines, I see them wrapped up like in hermetically sealed. You can't see what's in them. But they usually come with stamps or cards or, I know they're very specialty magazines. And when I see them in the bookstore, they're more expensive. But they usually come with goodies. My mom used to subscribe to one. I don't remember which one. Thanks, Julie. Craft Stamper magazine. She's designed the stamp that will come with the magazine. Well, congratulations, Darcy. And Darcy UK, her blog is art-and-soul, S-O-L-E, Art and Soul. Am I correct? Art and Soul is her blog, Darcy UK. And she has her own line of stamps. She's designed for Paper Artsy. Am I correct on that? Oh, and Darcy's, you can download the digital issues. Yeah, but you don't get a free stamp then. I call it free. I mean, you pay more for the hard copy, but you'll get a Darcy stamp if you buy the hard copy. But I know sometimes it's hard to find. Yeah, you can subscribe to it. Yeah, I know they're not cheap, but you always get, Paper Artsy. You always get cardstock, cards, magazines. There's always something really cool in those UK magazines, even though they're, like I said, they come hermetically sealed. And you can't even see what's in them. Bye, Jess. Okay, so just kind of, getting an idea what I want up here. I'm trying to keep this book, not a lot of, too much dark outer space and stars, although I still like the stars in areas, but I'm trying not to make it a main focal thing. And then when I do the stars, I'll do them a couple different ways. Sometimes I'll just take the back end of a let me find a smaller one. Take the back end of a small paintbrush, and for some of the main stars, I might just, do some dots like this. For some bigger stars like that. But then I'll just take a soft brush. Let me get a soft one here. Any kind of soft, you want a soft bristle brush, and then just wet some water. Put some water and some white paint, real inky, runny, and then just kind of, splatter so that you can get some small. And because it's got matte medium over it, if I don't like one of these, I can take a baby wipe and wipe it off. It'll come right off because it's coated with the matte medium. Okay, so I just want a kind of inkling of stars in this one. I don't go overboard on this one. Sometimes I'll put a shooting star, just a little bit of a tail on it like that. Kind of drag it out with your finger. Kind of like that. And also, it's always looks more depth if you do things over the top, like maybe put a shooting star over the top of this planet, it'll give it more depth. Or when I put, it's a little thick, clouds or fog. Let me redo that one. Got it a little, I got the tail of it a little thick. There we go. Nope, I want it more down here. There we go. Clouds, like if you put a cloud, for instance, let's go over here, put a cloud over the top of something. It's going to look more, it gives it more depth. Okay, something like that. And then I'm going to have some more clouds up here. I might want some fog. Fog and wave foam. Wave foam and not fluffy, well, fluffy clouds too, but like fog, foam, mist. You can just take a little bit of white paint, kind of just get a little bit on a baby white, and you can really like fog up areas. See how that looks real foggy like that? Maybe down here around her feet, she's walking in some fog. See just how quick that was? And she's walking in fog. Or mist. It could be mist from the water down here. See, she's walking down here in some mist. It's real easy to make the mist with just a little bit on your hand, like blend it out on a baby white. See? Now she looks like she's walking in the fog. So those are just little tips, you know, that you can use. And again, see how foggy that is up there? Let's keep fogging it up here a little bit. Let me move some of these paints. Like right up in here, need a little bit more fog. Now you also have to kind of note, see how that just doesn't look, you got to note how things end or begin. You got to make sure that they kind of fly in, or fold into the background. You don't want them like just there for there. You want it to look like it's part of the scenery. Okay. Don't know how helpful that is, but there's some ideas. All right, again, I want to come back over here and put a little bit more of that, some clouds. And you can take more time. You can take a lot of time to really, you know, think about your little fluffy clouds or fog or waves or whatever. Now down here, I kind of want some stairs. I'm thinking I want some kind of stairs in here. I think I'm going to do them in a, let me get a little bit of the light, the teal, and make it a light teal color. And I think I want some stairs in here. But this is going to be water down in here, so they're going to kind of fold into. And I'm just going to block them in first, then you can put the detail. You have to block everything in. You have to have a base. You have to have a base to put the shadow and highlights on. And I'm going to kind of carry that over to the second page there. Okay. I think that's too much stair right there. I'm going to take some of that back. Thanks, guys. Now this one, this arch right here is kind of coming over the stairs, where this one, the stairs are kind of coming out of the arch. So I want to make sure that you can really tell that these stairs are like behind that. So it's coming out like right there. And the white pencil is just for me to have a, an idea to have a straight, you know, a correct arch going there. I just kind of pencil that in. So you can kind of see kind of where it's coming and going. Maybe a little bit of a highlight up here and here. But it's kind of hard to say, oh, it's definitively do this or do that, because it's not. It's like you just got to kind of go with it. Kind of go with the flow. Thanks, Dana. So this is not an angle brush. Ideally, this would be an angle brush, because I could get that curve in one stroke there with an angle brush. But what I want is, I want some kind of a, you know, water feature. But, you know, you can look inside each one of these and see something going on. All right, so I don't like the arch right there, but because it's got matte medium on it, I can kind of, you know, refix it there. Maybe I want it a little bit darker under there. I want to blend it in. I want to blend in so that it's kind of like a mystery. What's that? Let me see. Let me find that quote here. I got this quote. I love this journal I made here. Hang on. I made this little journal a while back with all Francis Bacon quotes. And again, it's the same process. This is just made from not file folders, these envelopes. It's made from 3 of those put together and just a string sewn, tied them in together. And it's all Francis Bacon. We did this back in 2013. But there's a couple quotes in here I like. But silence is the sleep that nourishes wisdom. Beauty itself is but the sensible image of the infinite. What is truth? Said jesting Pilate, and would not stay for an answer. And I did this real messy on purpose. Like it was written down really quick and like in a hurry. This is the one I wanted to read. The job of the artist is always to deepen the mystery. Imagination was given to man to compensate him for what he is not, a sense of humor to console him for what he is. So those are all Francis Bacon quotes. Yeah, they're envelopes, 3 of them together. Just 3 envelopes sewn together with a twine. Yeah. You're welcome, Kate. So yeah, but that artist quote's the one I was thinking of. All right, so let me go back here. Let me get some kind of a bushy kind of brush there, kind of fluffy. Sometimes it works, sometimes you got to change brushes. But I think what I want to happen is I want the water to come out of the middle of that flower right there. Okay? I think I want to come down and I want it to splash over there. And if you get too much, you know, or too little or whatever, you know, because it's got matte medium on it, you're able to mess with it. And then I want it to come down here and have some water. Right down there. And then if I want some fog, just take a little bit of baby white and fog up a little bit here, maybe put a little mist, kind of right where those stairs are, make it a little bit more, so you can kind of see there, kind of mist up some of these areas, and then that can kind of make these 2 pages cohesive too. Let's see how I want that. Yeah, I like that one too, Vicki. Maybe a little bit, maybe I'll have some water running down these stairs. Maybe the water's coming from back in there as well. Coming out that arch and kind of down these stairs. I have to have a little smaller brush for this. Let's see. Something like that. And maybe it kind of pools up down here. Same for over here. Maybe it's a little bit more splashy. A little bit of splash over there. And then maybe a little bit of more fog over on this side. You just got to imagine it and don't be afraid. If it doesn't turn out, then you won't know if you don't try. Okay. Maybe some more. It's kind of splashing out right here. And come down maybe. Maybe even coming right down over the front right there. Something like that. And over on this side, maybe some water's coming out from right in here. You know, try to, start out very subtle. You can always go back and add some brighter highlights later. Hey, Sandy. Yeah, I did a nice long haul video earlier. You have to watch. Oh, well, I haven't put it up on YouTube yet. I have, I'll do that after a while. But I did like a 2-hour haul video. I mean, Happy Mail video. Maybe just a little bit of coming out of those flowers right there, just a touch, just a little hint of a water right there. Okay, I see this needs to be a little more. Need a fresh baby wipe. That one's getting dry. Did if Zandra is Zandra streaming, let me know, because I want to go to Zandra's house too. I was there yesterday watching her work on her organizing, and I want to go too. So let me know if you see that Zandra has said she's tweeting. Tweets that she's going to stream. Let me know. This is just filler right here. Oh, okay, good, Sandy. All right, so coming over here now. This could be some kind of something going on up here where there's water coming out of. If you take your time, this could, you could make this into another little world here. It could be a ship. There could be a whole little ship right in here, hiding in the fog, the clouds, the mist. I want different layers of water or whatever, and then I want maybe some to kind of splash down here, maybe washing off of the bird. Now, I don't like when you put things on an animal like this. You got to be careful where you put the water coming out or whatever. You don't want to look like they're pooping on you. You don't want water splashing like, off its butt or something. You gotta watch that stuff. Anyway, I know it sounds funny, but then when someone looks at it, y'all are here, y'all know it's not good. But you never know, Vern. Okay, then maybe some is coming out. No, I don't want any coming off of his head. think I'll just have a little bit like resting along the top right there like that. And then coming down here, you know, I want a little bit more water maybe down here, some more foggy stuff or something. And then if you want to, you know, work on like more definition or more detail, say like in these stairs, let me find need a smaller brush. Then you can come in here with, you know, like, let me get a, you know, a bluey dark, you know, and then get in there with some detail where there might be more shadow under there, under the stairs. You know, more indication that that's what that is. Maybe on the sides here. See, so you can kind of start doing more detail. And if you're not quite sure exactly what it looks like, you know, there's always reference, or there's always just kind of, you know, kind of the essence of stairs, you know. Depending on how much detail you want to put in it. On this or anything, I just mean anything. Get me a light, bit of a light blue. Maybe there's just a little bit of highlight here on these stairs. And if you want it more subtle, just kind of mash it out with your finger. Something like that. Maybe a little bit more fog here and there. A little more mist or fog. Or same thing, you do it up here in the clouds. A little bit more misty here or misty there. Kind of gives a little mystery. Oh, a little bit of mystery. Okay, anything? Xander will be here in a few. Okay. Yeah, because I want to go watch her stream too. I mean, I want to see her finish her organizing. So anyway, guys, I think that's kind of, we'll wrap this up anyway. Kind of gives you a little, maybe a little more fog over here. So any questions or anything, guys? I do still plan on streaming tomorrow. Although it was nice to be able to stream today when like Sherry and Fairy Treasures and Jan and everybody could be here that sometimes can't be here early on a Monday morning. So that was nice to be able to do the Happy Mail, do all the Happy Mail they sent while they could be here. Okay, well, yeah, I'm kind of wrapping it up. I mean, but I'll stay for a few more minutes. If y'all have any questions or anything, I'm just going to piddle on here. What is it? There's an artist on the Saturday, you know, it used to be, you know, Bob Ross. There's another one, Jerry Yarnell. Jerry Yarnell is on the PBS on Saturday mornings, and he always says, don't piddle, play, or putter. In other words, don't like overwork it, you know. So, I don't know. Sometimes, you feel like you should. Sometimes you feel like you shouldn't. But I think I want a little bit more water coming out of here. I'm going to get a nice bright bit right in here. A little too thick. It's a little too wide. I think I need to thin that out a little. Need a little bit more blue. I need more blue back in that background to kind of thin that out. So it doesn't look like that's a solid bit of water right there. I want it to look like it's coming out from behind something. Thanks, Vicki. Aw, thanks, guys. I'm glad y'all enjoyed it. Well, I don't think Jeannie's still here, but it's her birthday. You like Jerry Yarnell? Oh, well, thanks for being. Is that Trina? Nice to have you. Hey, Morgan. It's been a while since I've seen you, too. So anyway, guys, I will see you over at Xandra's, or we will, and if you can't be at Xandra's, then I'll see y'all tomorrow at my usual 9 a.m. Eastern for coffee and art in the morning. So there we go, guys. I'll try to tweet out a picture of it. Just an art journal page. You just gotta play. Don't be afraid. Don't be a fearing. Don't be a fearing. You can play. Don't be a fearing. Yeah, if someone has Xandra's, it's Scraps to Beauty, I think. Scraps to Beauty. Oh, Jonna is going to stream? Okay. All right, thanks, guys. All right, thanks, Vicki. I'll try to get over there, too. Thanks, guys. So we will see you all on, on either someone else's stream or Monday. All right, guys. Bye. File folders and create your own themes as we go along. But again, I'm not sure if I'm going to put these actually in a book like this, although I will address how I did this one very simply. Okay, it's just a rubber band bound. They're just held into a handmade book with rubber bands. You can always put these in. You could always put this in with ribbons or however you want. But the reason that we did this one with rubber bands is because then you could take them in and out. It's very easy to take out, and you just grab a signature where the rubber band is, and you can just pull the whole thing out like this. The other thing about binding it with just the rubber band like this is only one part of the file folder is bound in. Just the first part is bound. So even when it's in the book itself, all this can pop out. Okay? So everything else can pop out of your book. Now, the thing about, I'm not sure if I want to put, and it just goes right back in. You just put the rubber band right back over any place in your book. It just snaps right in. But you can pull it back out because it's only attached on the one, okay? Now, I'm thinking about not binding, although I'll show you how to do this. So if you do decide you want to bind it with the rubber bands or string, twine, ribbon, anything pretty, if you want to actually bind it and knot it in where it doesn't come out, that's fine too. But what I'm thinking is I'm thinking about doing some kind of a box idea for these. The reason being is you can make many, many more than just the 12 that we're going to do. It will be a way for you to collect. It's kind of going to be like a miniature version of the Alphabetica, okay? It's going to sort of have a tie. It's going to kind of be a cross between this book and the Alphabetica, which was a file folder in a box collection that we did maybe 3 years ago, 4, I don't remember, probably about 2.5, 3 years ago. And we did a file folder project where we collected things, but with full file folders. These are going to be the folded up versions, and you can collect many, many more. So I've got to just, design some kind of a box system for this. The other thing about the file folder fodder project is Packer Dye. I know a lot of y'all, everybody here knows her. Many people on YouTube know Packer Dye. She is going to be the, I guess you want to call it the guest artist. She's going to be doing the bulk of the decorating portion of showing you based on the theme. So every week will be a theme. Packer Dye will be decorating her folders in her style, which it is fun over here. Just saying. All right, so back in 2013, and if you've already heard me talk about this, just fast forward the video to where you want to, watch. Back in 2013, we did this project with 12, actually 13, because we had one was a swap, but we did 12 file folders. Every month for a year was a different topic with different notes and different sub-themes within the topic every month. Well, everybody liked it again so much that they wanted to do like a another version or a do it again kind of thing. So I came up with a similar, but we're going to do it in 12 weeks instead of a year. And I've already got it, I've covered up as much, I think, as I can without y'all seeing. I'm getting it going here, okay? This is, I've got all my file folders folded, and my fodder is starting to accumulate. Every week, we will have a different theme, okay? And the idea, we will have 4 subcategories within that main theme. And the idea is for you they will be your file folder fodder collections, okay? After these 12 themes, I mean, of course, you can do it at any time. You can make your own. Okay, welcome back, guys. We're going to work in my big Dilutions art journal here in a minute. This is the second one I've worked in, am working in. This one is the Smackin' Dragon one. The other one is more the darker, when I say darker, I mean like literally the paint is darker. And so anyway, this one is more brighter, colorful one. And so we're going to do that. But real quick, I had a couple people request to talk again about the file folder fodder project that we're going to be starting the second week of September. If you want to be a part of it, I will be posting the recorded videos on YouTube. So even if you're not a part of the Ustream group over here on Ustream where we do the live shows, and if you are watching this recording on YouTube, it is a live show with live chat and live people. Well, most of them. The ones in the corner, I'm not so sure about, but the rest are live people here. And I could do that too, Vicki. So anyway, they were asking about the file folder fodder project that's going to start in the second week of September. I will be posting all the videos that we do and talk about on YouTube, so you can follow along even if you're not part of the Ustream group. Any way she wants, and then either showing maybe some videos or photographs, whichever way she wants to do or has time to do. And so you will see her folders decorated. I may or may not decorate some or part or off and on do the decorating of my folders, but I'm going to concentrate on the fodder part. Packer Dye is going to concentrate on the decorating of the folder part, okay? So as you can see from this one, we did every month was a different theme, and every one was different as far as decorating. Everyone had a different theme and a different decorating thing. So, and that's totally up to Packer Dye how she wants to decorate her file folders. Again, but I want to concentrate on the fodder part, and Packer Dye is going to concentrate on the Yeah, and Packer Died does not take bribes. She knows the 12 topics and the 4 weekly subcategories for each folder, but she's not going to take bribes. Yeah, okay. So you can decorate yours however you want. I gave her all the themes. She can decorate it by themes or not. That's totally up to you how you decorate your folders. I just thought, it would be fun. Packer Dye is an excellent collage artist and mixed media artist, and, it'd be great to see what she comes up with for her idea. Again, I might or might not decorate some of my folders as we progress through the 12 weeks.